Hey guys, SUBZIKID here and welcome to Sync Effect Series 1, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to keyframe scale and rotation so it syncs up with your shots or your music. And that's about it. I've already made a shot syncing tutorial, so I'll link that up to you in the description. And the main reason I'm making this Sync Effect series is because syncing, if you do it well in a montage or edit or OC, whatever you're doing, it can make a really and if you do it well with syncing different effects, it can add a real cool effect, feel to the whole edit as a whole. So in this series I'm going to be using different effects. Like in this one I'm just using the normal scale and rotation. Next one I might be doing blur effects. Next one twitch effects, maybe flash, maybe even advanced flashes like color correction flashes. So yeah, let's get started with this first one. So I've already got this clip here. I've already synced up to music using the method I show you in the in my shot syncing tutorial. So if I just quickly hit you can see my time remapping here. I use time remapping to sync it to the music, so you can just see it synced up here. And I just added some Twixtor at the end here because I was bored. So let's quickly see how it is with all the music together. And I'm sorry if it's a bit loud, but Camtasia, the recorder I use, it kind of records the sound automatically. It doesn't record out of the speakers, so I'm sorry if it's a bit loud or a bit quiet. So let's quickly preview it. So So yeah, that's pretty nicely synced up, but we can still add some more to it, so to make it a whole lot better. So we'll start off with the scale and do the rotation later. So if we hit S, click on your clip and then hit S, and it should bring up scale, and just find your first shot. So there. So if you use page up to go backwards a frame and page down to go forwards a frame, you can get it super accurate. So that's the first shot. And click on the stopwatch on scale to make a keyframe, and then go forward 5 frames like that, and just pump it up to how much you want, really. It's all personal preference, it just depends how much you want, really. I would say between 120 and 140, so I would put 130 just to keep it neutral. And find your next shot, so which is there for me, and just put it back to 100% scale. So basically what's happening, there's a shot, it pumps and it goes gradually scales back down to normal as soon as the second shot is taken. So find your second shot again by, if you just grab your timeline, hold down shift and just move it near the keyframe where the shot is, it should just lock on, so that's quite handy. And then so you find your second shot and just go forward 5 frames again, and you just repeat this. So I'll just pump it to 130, and as you can see, it's just basically just doing it again. So find your next shot, which is there, and just put it to 100. So basically it's just screen pumping as soon as the shot's taken, and then it just gradually goes back down as soon as the second shot's taken, and it just goes back up. And then let's do this third shot. So it's the same technique. Find your third shot, go forward 5 frames, and just pump up to whatever you want. So I'm choosing 130. Find your next shot, so there, and just put it to 100 like that. So as you can see, it's just boom, boom, boom. You can see this blue square just pumping. And then there's your fourth shot. So I'll go 4 or 5 frames again and pump up to 130. But this is the last shot, and there's no other shot near it, because these are all pretty close shots. So this is the best technique to use. If the shots are a bit further apart, like this shot and then like the next shot over here, what I would do, and what you should, well, not should do but could do as well, is, well, you could actually like put the 100% keyframe on the next shot, which is like miles away, like after 5 seconds, and it'll gradually go back down. But I would put it like so, and that's where it pumps, and I would put it like a second or two later and just put it back to 100, so it like pump, and it just gradually goes out, and then it's just normal like while he's running, and then we can just pump up this shot again. So find where he takes the shot, so there, and make a keyframe by clicking on the little diamond, then go forward 5 frames, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by hitting page down 5 times. I think I've already said that, but yeah, and then just pump up to 130 or how much you want, and then just gradually, well, because there's no other shot after this, and I just put on some Twixtor, which I like to put on the last shots of feeds or whatever, go forward about a second or two, maybe even 3 seconds, and just put it back to 100, and boom, it's like, so let's quickly preview this. Sorry if it's a bit loud again, but can't really do anything, so you can turn your speakers down. That's looking pretty nice there, I think. And just to make everything a bit smoother, you could select all the keyframes by just dragging, like clicking and dragging, and just hit F9, makes them all ease keyframes, and it sort of eases them in and eases them out, what it says, basically what they're called. So, and it just makes it slightly smoother-ish, kinda. Well, you don't have to do that. I prefer to do it. But it just depends on your style of editing. Maybe you're like doing some type of sharp, like really snappy dubstep edit. You probably wouldn't want to make them easy ease because it would just be too smooth. So, but for this type of song, I would say easy ease, but personal preference. And that's looking pretty good, but we can still add more, and that's rotation. So click on your clip and hold down Shift, and then hit R. So it keeps up the scale and it brings up the rotation. And because we already have all of our scale keyframes, we don't actually have to go around finding all the shots again, like going around frame by frame finding all the shots, even though it doesn't take long, but we can just do it quicker by using the snapping method of the timeline. So grab the timeline, hold down Shift, and just put it near the keyframe where the shot is, and it should just snap on. So that's good and easy. That's why we kept up the scale. And just when you find your first shot, click the stopwatch and make a keyframe, and then go forward 5 frames again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and basically it keeps all the scale and rotation all in sync, and it all happens so smoothly that it looks so good. So after you've gone forward 5 frames, just change the rotation to how much you want. You could like go like or whatever, but I would say about 5 degrees really. Well, that's what I would do. It just depends how much. You could do it more, maybe less. I would put it at 5, and then go to your second shot, so use the snapping method to find it, which is there, and just bring it back to 0. So now what happens is like it rotates at the same time as it scales, like that, and it goes, the rotation and the scale stops exactly on the second shot, which is all good. And basically the rotation, the formation of the keyframes, like where the keyframes are, is going to be exactly the same as the scale keyframes. So you basically just go forward 5 frames and just change it to whatever you want again. Like, so instead of 5 you could maybe do -5 this time, so it rotates it the other way around, add some variation. And go and find your next shot by using snapping method, so it's a bit quicker, and just turn it back to 0. Go forward 5 frames, hit 5 degrees or however much you're doing, and then find your next shot and hit 0, and then go forward 5 frames again, and just do whatever you want, like so -5. And now as you see, this is the part where there's no other shot, So you're just like, what do I do? Oh, you might be, but you can either like scale it all, like leave the rotation all the way down to the next shot, or you can just do it as the same keyframe as you did with the scale, where it just faded after like 2 seconds, 2-3 seconds, however long you did it. Just hit 0. So basically these are all the rotation and the sync is like perfectly synced up together. Boom, 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 like that. And still got that last shot to do, so it's got that there. If we just hit a keyframe and then go forward 5 frames and change it to whatever you want, so 5, and go to the other keyframe where the scale ends and just hit 0, and boom, that's that done. And again, you can select all of them and hit F9, make them, well, select all of them and hit F9 to make them easy ease, or to make another way to make them easy is if you select all of them, right click it, keyframe assistant, and then hit easy ease, and as you can see, shortcut is F9, so keyboard shortcuts for the win. But boom, that's looking pretty nice. Let's round preview it, see how it looks like. You might want to turn down your speakers if they're loud, like when this happens. So boom, boom, boom. Which one? That looks pretty nice. Maybe like on the last shot where there's Twixtor, if you have some, you can maybe even just stretch out those last keyframes even more to have it like a nice fade out with the Twixtor, like nice slow fade out. And boom, that's that. You could add some black bars, like HD black bars at the top and bottom. That helps, like when you look at it, you can actually see screen pumping and screen rotation easier, but you can do that if you want. I do. So yeah, that's the end of this episode in the Sync Effect series. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, maybe even a favorite if this helped you out. I'll say 20 likes on this video and I'll release the next episode. So like whatever I might do, blur, twitch, flashing, advanced flashes, just comment below which one you want the most, and then I'll do that one after I get 20 likes on this video. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. So see ya, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.